Jinchi tells Gaoshen that he is going to the Jade Pavilion, and Gaoshen follows him. Lady Gyokuyo is heartbroken to hear of Lady Jin's death, stating that she has been bedridden for a year. Jinchi then arrives to see Gyokuyo. Later, Maomao, who is admiring Xiaolan, who is teaching some of the girls, doesn't want to interrupt her. Later at the clinic, Maomao and Gen discuss the lady who went missing, whose name was Tao. Gen explains that she was scheduled to get married soon, surprising Maomao. He explains that she was given a hairpin at a party from a new bureaucrat. Maomao has her suspicions about why someone with good talent runs away. Gen calls the situation weird, as this doesn't often happen. Maomao then observes Lady Gyokuyo having a tea party with Jinchi to throw off the suspicion of being pregnant, noting that she is very observant. Gyokuyo calls Maomao to assist Jinchi. Jinchi tells Maomao that the emperor has been handing out novels to all of the ladies in waiting. Maomao expounds by telling him that as a result, copies of the novel are made, and it promotes reading and writing among some. Jinchi then pulls out a blueprint that shows a penmanship school. Maomao agrees that it is a good idea, and Jinchi and Gaoshen are shocked, thinking that she was going to react differently. Maomao tells Jinchi that it will increase women's value. Maomao then points out that the southern courtyard is good for delivering goods. It also may cost a conflict between concubines and servants, as some are prideful. Jinchi then suggests the north side. Maomao agrees because there are a few abandoned buildings there that can be renovated. Jinchi then listens to Maomao's other suggestions and is amazed. Maomao deduces that because of Jinchi's upbringing, he doesn't have another perspective, hence why he asks her for assistance. Jinchi then inquires about how much information Maomao has on mushrooms. He then goes on to say that some of the ladies find mushrooms without permission and eat them, causing food poisoning. He then tells Maomao that some of the mushrooms in the clinic are missing, to which Maomao deflects. Gaoshen then gives her a scroll to record all of the poisonous mushrooms that she finds. Jinchi relieves her from all tasks in the pavilion except poison testing. Maomao wonders why Jinchi didn't explain this in front of Lady Gyokuyo. Maomao then heads to the northern side. Just as she was going to pick mushrooms, she was hit by a putrid scent. She then recalls Shisui's message from before and suspects that there is a sewage leak feeding the mushrooms. Maomao comes back to the pavilion smelly, and Lady Hongniang scolds her, but Maomao had the most fulfilling day. Gen doesn't touch any of the mushrooms because Maomao tells him that they are poison. Hongniang rushes Maomao to bathe so they can have dinner. Maomao notices that Hongniang tied a black string around Lady Gyokuyo's wrist as she asks her to accompany her. Maomao thinks someone of high rank has died. Hongniang tells Maomao that concubine Jin has died from food poisoning after being sick for a year. Hongniang has a harsh tone towards Jin and tells Maomao that Jin was always difficult and jealous of the other ladies and tried to assault them. Hongniang suspected that she might have poisoned Lady Gyokuyo while she was pregnant, but it was only speculation. Hongniang is relieved that she is gone because of her conniving nature. Maomao then realizes why Jinchi asked her to find out about poison mushrooms, suspecting that someone in the Jade Pavilion might have killed concubine Jin. Maomao then notices a strange rash on one of the lady's hands as she takes the flower to put it on the table. Just then, concubine's son comes in and breaks the table and pulls the sheet off of Jin's head, mocking her. This triggered Maomao's memory of Jinchi. Maomao is seen in the mushroom forest pondering on Jin's situation. Just then, Maomao found a strange mushroom that was extremely poisonous. She carried it to the clinic where Jinchi and Gaoshen were showing it to them. Maomao cautions Jinchi not to get too close to it, or he will end up like Jin and Sun. She then shows him the rash on her wrist. She explained that she got it when she was doing work with her father in the forest. Jinchi asks if there are any more rashes under her clothes, causing her to blush. She then changes the subject, asking Jinchi about the illness. Jinchi explains to her that they thought Jin was the one who spread the illness, but she also died from it, claiming that she might have eaten it. Maomao dispelled this by explaining to him that no rashes were in her mouth. Maomao figures someone rubbed it on her face because her hands didn't have any inflammation. Curious, Jinchi presses Maomao for answers. but she tells him to give her 3 days along with laborers. Later, Maomao is in the forest, finding a spot of mushrooms and dug up a dead body. Back at the clinic, Jinchi confirms that the body found was Jin's. Maomao is uncertain if it was an accident or a murder. She then tells him that the real Jin was buried and an imposter took her place. She claims that a woman named Tao disappeared before her marriage, shocking them. Tao looks identical to Jin, but she doesn't have much details on the situation. Maomao thinks that Jin probably was jealous of Tao because she was supposed to get married, but Jin couldn't get a visit from the emperor. Tao was then made the imposter, but was unable to keep up the act, and the other ladies of the house sabotaged her. Curious, Jinchi asks how Maomao found the body, and she shows him a bucket of mushrooms and explains that they are normally grown by dead carcasses. Jinchi probes her, asking about her intentions with the mushrooms. Maomao tries to explain, but Gaoshan takes them.